Hi. Hey guys. We're here in Lexington to run the Blue Dust tomorrow. This is just really spectacular. We're at Keeneland, and it's just a beautiful day. Facilities here are just awesome. Everything's so well manicured, and this is just really, this is a cut above. This is
a little higher class than we're used to.
We don't belong here.
All of the buildings have this beautiful stone walls, and all of the architecture is the same, and it's spread out. There are buildings all over the place. Entertainment center, and I don't know what this place is.
I don't know.
Plus the track and everything. It's very impressive.
It's very impressive. I think it's going to put a fine cap on doing 5 in a row. For this to be the 5th is really, this is the finest. I mean, it's just a great facility. It's going to be a great run. It's just, horse farms are just everywhere. It's just going to be awesome. Might be a little rainy, but it's not going to take away from the run. It's going to be great. That's all I got.
Okay. We'll see what it's like tomorrow. Over. Okay. So it's Saturday morning, May the 20th.
Yes.
And we're at Keeneland racetrack. And if you see little spots all over the lens, it's because it's raining quite a bit. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to turn you around and so we can talk to Dave.
Hey, I'm all fuzzy. What's happening here?
We don't know what's going to show, but right now the screen on my phone is all fogged up. But we've got about 7 or 8 minutes till the start of the race. We're in wave 2. Looks like the pacer is 2:15. Might be a little fast for us today, especially. So anyway, it's pretty much a mess out here. But
yay! A new experience.
Okay. Dave. Okay, here we are. Part of the way into mile 4.
4-7.
Okay. What do you think?
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. This is really nice.
It's nice and dry.
It's so beautiful. So many runners. Just nice property.
Are there any hills?
No, these are just rollers. So, it's perfect.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think it's hilly, but I'm not hot.
I think someone stole one of my antennas. I don't know what to do with this one.
Okay, this is mile marker 9. And all we can see is this hill in front of us that goes up Up and up. Car back.
Got back.
Okay, so I gotta put this away because it's gonna take all my energy just to get up this hill.
My mother would be so disappointed if she saw me doing this right now.
She would.
I tried so hard to be good, Mom, but there are some days when my vices just get the best of me. I tried. That's right. It's not always in our successes. It's in our trying.
I think mine would be too. So what did you think of the race?
I would have to say that it was probably one of the most challenging races I've done because it's lots of rolling hills. I knew there were some, but there was almost like continuous rollers, high rollers. Right.
I think that's a gambling
It's like
term.
It was they were steeper than what I thought. So I think there was 1,600 vertical feet of climbing, and I would have to look back and see how that compares to others. I'm not really sure, but it seemed like a lot. So, but other than that, I mean, the temperature was perfect, and the rain doesn't bother me at all. I don't think it bothered you either, did it? So it's like part of the pleasure of just the whole experience. What surprised me is that even though there was a yearling that kind of split off, and then there was a 6-miler that split off, and it was just half marathoners for the rest, but there were still people the whole way. There were always somebody around us, which made it a lot of fun. So the scenery is just some of the best I've ever seen. So yeah, it's a 5-star run, even with the rain.
Yeah.
So
Well, what happened the last mile?
the last mile, it's like the gods just were not with us. It started to really rain.
As opposed to just lightly
Instead of
rain.
light, it really just kind of poured down, and then the wind picked up and it started to blow. It was almost like, I don't know, I felt like, Captain Ahab was after us. It's closing in, it's bad news, but and I would have to say that we had a sprint at the finish. Ben and I just had a sprint, and I'm not sure who won, so, and it doesn't really matter. But I thought I thought you were behind me, and then I realized you were right off to my shoulder, and I thought, where did he come from?
I looked at the time to
so it's
see.
like you really were you were right there.
I think since you thought I was behind you, you actually slowed down a little bit.
I backed off. I did.
Yeah, and now that gave me my opportunity
Right.
to move in. But I don't know what the difference in time was.
So there's a lesson there. Never stop.
Yeah.
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 Never stop. And then I would have to say too that as soon as we stopped, I needed to wrap myself like a baked potato in some aluminum or something, because it just cooled down so fast. We didn't even stick around for the medals because it was just too. If we even medaled it, and we probably didn't. There's some fast people there, but it was still got cold real fast.
And I didn't expect that today, but that wind, since we were totally soaked down to our skin, and then that wind picking up, yeah, I got cold really fast too. Fortunately, I had a seat warmers in my car once we found the car.
Yeah, once you found the car.
I crossed a 40-acre field.
I think you must have a special little part of your brain that tells you where the car is located, and you found it. It's like, I have no idea where the car's at. I can tell you we parked parallel to the road. That's all I can tell you, and I'm not sure on what road even. I'd still be there, wandering around, like, freezing to death. So, yeah, but yeah, just had that. It worked out real well. Got the car. tell me, Ben, when we started off and you saw those first kind of rollers, what did you think?
Well, that did not surprise me. I told you I looked at the graph to see the up and down. So I was kind of prepared mentally for that, but they just kept going. There's a lady we were running with from Columbia.
Yes.
We kept telling her, this is the last hill, this is the last hill. She giggled over that, but there was always one more. There was one little stretch, about 2/3 of the way through, I think that was what you might call kind of level, but it wasn't that long, maybe a mile. The rest of it was just constantly up or down. And this was one of those situations where going down was almost as hard as going up, because you had to be cautious about not slipping and getting your top of your body going faster than your feet.
And I think when the asphalt gets wet, it gets slick.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes a difference. Did you enjoy the scenery?
It was beautiful. I wish I could have taken more pictures, but it was taking so much energy to run and hold my water bottle and navigate in the rain and just do other little things that you have to do when it's raining to adjust, that I just didn't have a whole lot of extra energy to waste on anything other than just putting one foot in front of the other. Yeah, halfway through I thought, man, this is really tough. But then that last 4 miles, I felt like we picked up a pace. We maintained it, uphill, downhill. There was a little lady, I think she was older than us. She must have weighed, 85 pounds?
Yeah, she was small.
And she said, she passed us, we passed her, she passed us, we passed us. She said, you guys are so consistent. You run the same speed going uphill as well as you do on the flat areas. Well, earlier in the race I didn't, but the latter part of the race I felt like we did. And part of that is our training out at Newburgh, where we go up Newburgh Hill and then up Gray Hill. And I'm always whining and saying, do we have to do that today? Can we skip that today? And Dave said, we would be cheating ourselves.
Today was the reason why, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was a good run, and then we finally finished, and we're sitting down, and the rain has stopped.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like the itsy bitsy spider. We'll live to run another day.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who is Eddie and Javier?
Okay. So here's the story, the legend of Eddie and Javier. In the Grand Canyon, there at one time were so many mules that they were causing damage to the environment. So the government made a decision to get as many of those mules out of the Grand Canyon as possible. And the way to do that was they would shoot them with a dart gun. They would go to sleep, and then they would come down with a helicopter and strap those and then cart them out of the Grand Canyon. So the joke started when Ben and I did the Grand Canyon. It's like, well, there's two donkeys, Eddie and Javier, and they're munching on grass in this pasture, and Eddie says, I had this strange, and they were Grand Canyon donkeys, and Eddie said, I had the strangest dream last night. He said, I dreamed that a giant mosquito came down and grabbed us and took us out of the Grand Canyon and dropped us off in this beautiful pasture. And Javier said, yeah, that is just like one crazy dream. And as they mosey along, munching on their grass, you can see Eddie and Javier both have dart stuck in their ass. So that's the joke about start with Eddie and Javier. So I call Ben Eddie, and I'm Javier. So, but at the end of this video, we're going to post this picture because when we were leaving Evansville today, on the side of the road up by Boonville New Harmony Road, there were 2 donkeys and a pony on the side of the road, not inside of a fence, just there on the side of the road. I mean, there was Eddie and Javier
Wishing us good luck.
wishing us good luck. And the picture's not really good because somebody honked their horn and they took off running. But basically, they were right there by the side of the road, giving us the farewell. It's the final of 5, and they were there to greet us. And Eddie and Javier showed up, and it's the continuing legendary adventures of Eddie and Javier.
Also, Dave registered us in the race as Eddie and Javier. That was on our bibs today too.
So when Ben went to pick up his bib, she goes, Eddie. So it's a fun running joke.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.